Today on Adventures and Things, we find out where police officers come from.
Back in the 1930s, this is where they would have mined for police officers.
Hi, I'm Michael Wright, a former professional alcoholic. Well, I drank like it was a profession, and after realizing that wasn't a lucrative career, I took up filmmaking and adventuring, and blended the two into the ever-brilliant Adventures and Things as an alternative. So join me on this journey as I rediscover this crazy world through sober eyes.
Today we're in East Sooke, and I want to show you why I feel this is one of the more underappreciated places on Vancouver Island. See, when I first moved here, no one told me about East Sooke, and if it wasn't for me getting easily distracted, I might not have ever found this place. And with that new bypass going through, who knows if I would have actually found this place. So it is my intent to take you on a journey around East Sooke and show you why it's worth the trip out here, and I'm going to do that without getting distracted, especially by that little squirrel. So I thought I'd start this journey off on the 10-kilometer coast trail hike, which starts up here at Crikey Point and goes at least 10 kilometers in that direction. So doing a 10-kilometer hike, it is imperative that I do not get distracted. However, I do think it's going to be a little tough as there's already some whales splishy splashing around out there, and I feel like we should take a look at them.
The humpback whale is a species of baleen whale, which simply put is a type of mammal that filters its food through its teeth. Another interesting thing about the humpback whale is they use bubbles to disorient their fish and then come up and gobble them all up. They can reach up to 17 meters and 40 metric tons, which is quite massive, and despite that size, humans once hunted this species to near extinction. And not because we are careless jerks, but because we wanted to prove who's in charge on this planet. Now let's see one of these jerk humans grope nature. On the first leg of the journey, we pass by Aylard Farms as we see the remnants of the old farm fields and apple orchards as far as the eye can see.
One thing I absolutely love about Vancouver Island is the abundance of wildlife and marine life. And I feel like East Sooke is this cool little pocket that has just so much marine life here. We've already seen some whales, and just over in behind me is one of my favorite birds on the island, which is the black oyster catcher. Voiceover Mike's gonna take over and talk to you a little bit about that and see if you can see what's in behind these birds, but let's go have a look at them.
The black oyster catcher is a year-round resident of Vancouver Island and can be found foraging for different types of shellfish. It, oddly enough, doesn't eat oysters. I assume it's a catch and release sort of thing for them.
Okay, so we're here at the petroglyphs, which literally translates to stone I carve, petro being stone and glyph being I carve. So basically what they would do was take one stone, smash it into another stone, which would then smash into the third massive stone. And then they would carve out a design which would represent, probably over there, I do believe it is a seal, and this one I do believe is a blob. So the thing with these coast trails, and this coast trail in particular, is you never know what the weather's gonna do. I started off and it was a beautiful sunny day, and now it's kind of cloudy and a little bit gloomy, but it looks like down further it's a little bit sunny again, so you just never know. So that's the cool thing. They build these shelters so if it does start pouring rain, you have somewhere to come and kind of sit and hopefully stay a little bit dry. But I stopped here because I'm gonna have myself a little lunch. So let's see what's in the bag. What do we have in here? I got distracted again because of the delicious smell. Okay, so we're sitting here at Taste Buds. I'm about to indulge in my burger, but there is a significant reason as to why I stopped by here. My first trip to East Sooke was literally by accident. I saw a bunch of cars turning to go into East Sooke and a bunch of cars leaving, and I was like, oh, there's got to be something cool down that way. So I just followed the cars going down here, and then I was like, oh, maybe those cars leaving were onto something, because it just seemed like a residential area. And you come down this hill and it's like a desert oasis. You see this wonder wall of food truck that is Taste Buds. So I stopped by for my third lunch and I was talking to the owner, and he told me, oh yeah, you should go around East Sooke Regional Park, start at Aylard Farm and work your way down. So anyways, that's what I did. Now I make it a point to stop by there for a burger, and I got a burger here. Oh man, this is let's get into this right now.
This is the Big Kahuna Burger, and that's right, that's pineapple on a burger. And on-camera Mike will now describe it for you.
Man, this is one burger. Burgers. Burger. So that's my extensive review on Taste Buds Burger. I'll see what words and descriptive words that I can use and keep in this, but just in case, just know that I'll be back for another one of these for sure. Yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna eat this and then get back out on that hike because I just needed to get my energy up.
The Stellar sea lion is an otariid mammal, which is basically an eared seal. Otariid coming from the Greek word otarian, meaning little ear. And like most otariids, sea lions are vocal in air. To the layperson, that means farts and belches. I truly believe I have found my spirit animal. Unlike me, however, the sea lion is an amphibious mammal, spending most of its time in the water, but coming up onto land to molt, mate, or just have a rest after having a large and delicious meal. The primary function of their vocalizations are for social behaviors, farting and belching just to get your point across. A truly beautiful and magnificent species.
So normally on this channel I don't get all preachy, and I hope that this doesn't come off as too preachy, but I've started this show with the intent of showing off the beautiful nature in a light-hearted way, in the hopes that it would inspire people to get out and enjoy and respect nature a little bit more. And as I sat there watching the whales, I couldn't help but to think that we almost hunted them to extinction, and what a great power that we have over this planet. And it reminded me of a lesson from one of our greatest minds, Stan Lee, that from great power comes great responsibility. And I truly do believe that it is humans' responsibility to help those more in need than us. And that could be any species. And we've all seen the devastating photos of six-pack rings around turtles' necks or straws jammed up their nose. And I, for one, can't help but to feel a little empathetic towards that, because I, too, went down that same path. And if it wasn't for the love and care of the people around me, I might still be going down that same path. So please do your job to help these turtles get off the smack and maybe get them into some sort of jetty forward clinic. That's right, I just did a monologue and ended it with a terrible, terrible pun. I know, but I know that it's tough to drink your soda through a paper straw and only to have it break down 20 minutes after you've finished it. It is a terrible, terrible inconvenience, I know, but I feel like we have to do our part. It is our great responsibility to maybe drink our sodas a little bit quicker, or maybe buy a reusable straw and you can keep it in your holster and pull it out. I'm saving turtles, dingus. What are you doing? Anyways, I just thought I would stop and have a monologue here, not because I got distracted and lost in the woods, but because it was an important message. Pretty sure it's this way. So we're here at an old copper mine, and back in the 1930s, this is where they would have mined for police officers. Hey there, copper, we need you on the streets there, copper. We need you out there cleaning up the mean streets there, copper. All right, I'm done. We're here at the larger copper mine. This one goes in quite a bit deeper, and there's a couple shafts onto either side. I've actually never been all the way in there because every time I come out, it's flooded. And I am a believer in mine safety. The deeper it goes, the more gases can build up in there. Some of those gases you can't even smell, and they will just knock you out and you'll die in that mine. So just be careful, be aware of that. I know this one you don't have to worry about that. My issue when I came here was, as I said, it was flooded and I wasn't sure about my footing. I wasn't sure where I was going to be able to step, and that to me is already unsafe and I don't want to do that. It looks like it's not flooded in there and I can see my footing. That doesn't make it any safer. I still have to be careful, but let's go in, check it out, and see what it's like. The last time I came here, it was flooded in here. Oh man, you can see all the wood in here. There must be beavers taking over or something in here. Oh, so scary. Oh, what's that? Oh, that was me. It's just a shadow. Check this out. This is an old rail tie. So there's one there and there, and that's how they would have carted any of the copper out of here. Oh man, this is so cool. Oh my God. Oh my science.
On a beautiful sunny day that might also be cloudy, you can see all the way over to the US of A and the Olympic Peninsula. That is the Olympic National Park there, which makes me wish that I'd had a beautiful cabin along this beach.
Hi, so we're about 1/4 to being 4/4 done this trail, which brings us to Cabin Point. And here you'll see a trap shack. Now these trap shacks would have been built at the turn of the century in the 1900s. And along this whole coast, there would have been roughly 35 of these. Voiceover Mike is going to take over and tell you a little bit more about the history because I can't remember everything on this board. And we're going to go inside and check this out. Nope, no, we're not going to do that. I know, we totally will.
To summarize the board, it says watchmen were employed to empty the traps and stay in these shacks. So I guess they also could have been called Rorschachs. And on that note, I'll leave you with a question. What is it that you see? I'm sure it seems like East Sooke is really just East Sooke Regional Park, and well, it sort of is. I mean, there's a food truck and a general store. This is, after all, considered a bedroom community. But I do not want that to discourage you from coming here and visiting. Because as this montage of beautiful shots paired with the knowledge that there are over 50 kilometers worth of trails here to hike will show you that this is a pretty amazing place. And I reckon you may think twice before just driving past here now.
So as we near the end of our East Sooke adventure, and we are here at the end of the 10-kilometer hike, and as promised, 0 distractions, as straight as the crow flies, as they say, I would just like to take a moment to fondly look back on this amazing adventure that we had. We saw some whales, we saw some black oyster catchers, we had a burger, we even went to a mine. But that comes to an abrupt and horrible end as I am reminded that this is not a 10-kilometer loop trail and I have to walk 10 kilometers back that way. So on that terrible disappointment, thank you so much for watching, and tune in next time for who knows where we're going to be on these adventures and things. Machosen maybe?